What are you brothers doing in Colombia that have these women in the US upset?
Oh, not just in the United States, but in Colombia as well. Then trust me, not just the United States, but the women in Colombia are also upset with these passport bros.
¿Ha escuchado hablar sobre los Passport Boys o Passport Bros? A ver, le cuento. El año pasado Medellín superó todos los récords en turismo. A la ciudad llegaron 1.400.000 personas de muchas partes de Colombia y del mundo. Sin embargo, a veces detrás de esos grupos de viajeros hay más que la intención de conocer lugares bonitos. Este puntualmente es el caso de los Passport Boys, Passport Bros o Passport Kings.
They are crashing out on TikTok. They do not like passport bros going to Colombia.
Oh, trust me, it's not just only women in the United States that are upset. It's the women in Colombia who are upset. It's also the men in Colombia who are upset. It's also the older people who are upset. It is also the younger people who are upset. I'm not sure if you know this, but people in Colombia are upset that these passport bros are coming to Colombia and getting to shenanigans.
So I'm trying to understand. You got robbed and you were drugged in Colombia. People, I don't understand. Like, everybody keeps talking about this. I keep seeing videos on social media popping up about this. And, I feel it puts a negative impact on the country and on those cities. They mention cities like Medellin, Cartagena, Barranquilla. That's where I'm originally from. And I tell you, after being in Colombia over 30-some years, partying my whole life and hanging out and having a blast and seeing family, I go everywhere. And I don't understand why I see kids at the club over here popping bottles, showing hundreds. Over what? Nobody cares. You think you impressing somebody, right? Whether it's the passport boys or not, whoever you want to be, whatever you want to call yourself, right?
It is getting out of control. We're going to go over a couple of these videos. I'm going to provide my commentary, and let's try to make some sense of it. If you guys have any answers to this question, please leave it in the comment section below.
Oh, don't you worry, I have plenty of answers. So what's up, everybody? How are we doing today? This is Ray Condor coming to you once again. To those who cannot roll the R, you can call me Ray Condor. I am a Colombian YouTuber, digital content creator. From what I understand, one of the only handful of Colombian YouTubers who's fully bilingual, who is a citizen in both countries, both the United States and in Colombia, and who understands the language, the people, and the culture, and everything else. And what I'm going to be doing is that since this came across my feed and he's talking about Colombia, I'm also going to be reviewing his video of him reviewing another video of him making commentary. But what I'm going to do here is that I understand that to make a video, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of editing. So I'm only going to focus on one specific part of the video, which I felt was the most important related to the subject at hand. For those who want to see the entire video, I'm going to link his video down below.
I go too far. Let's go over this female here. So here we go. And shout out to my man Vacation with Ryan. He the one pointed this out. I never seen this video, but young men be coming out here in Colombia. Let's see what she has to say.
Coming out here to Colombia? I seen you. I seen you. The secret is out. I know what y'all be doing out here. And you need to be ashamed of yourself. You need to be embarrassed. Big ones, little ones, fat ones, in short sets, straight from the flea market. And we back over here in the United States can't find a good black man because he over here in South America living la vida loca. I seen it with my own eyes. I was just sitting there in unbelief.
So, what even some people saying this is a joke, I believe the truth is often told in the form of a joke. The bottom line is this. These women in the U.S. have realized that they cannot compete on an open market.
Yeah, right. Who are you trying to kid? You think we're stupid? I don't understand why a lot of people from the United States and from Europe, they think that us Colombians, that we tend not to be intelligent enough to understand what's going on. You honestly think you're coming down there to date an open market? Yeah, there's an open market, but it's not the type of market that you're talking about. It's a little different market. And we are sitting there in these cities who's with a lot of tourists, and we say the exact same thing. We're talking behind your back because we know what you're there for. You're not there for dating. You're not there for a real relationship. And I said this before in my other videos. I said it like 2 or 3 times, and this is an actual conversation. Look at him, look at him, look at him. There he goes, there he goes. He's one of the passport bros. Ese pervertido, ese the pervert. I bet you he's gonna go for a young one. Look, I bet you. Look, I get you. He's gonna go for the big booty white one. Shh, he's coming. Don't say none. Don't say none. Look, he's going for the big booty white one. He's going to be for the big booty one. I told you he went for the big booty one. You owe me 5,000 pesos. No, don't. You know you owe me 5,000 pesos. Buy me something right now. Give me some bag of chips. That's the conversations that we're having behind your back. As soon as you're walking down, they're already stereotyping you because we know what you're there for. You're not there for dating. You're not there for the country and the language and everything else. Because you guys go to the exact same city 6 times in a year and you never even go out the same block.
The United States is a closed market. Okay, closed as in, hey, you're from the United States. You don't leave the United States. You're not expanding your horizons outside the U.S. It's a closed market.
Close to what exactly? I'm not understanding. This United States is like one of the best melting pots in the modern history of the planet. You literally have at least one person from every nation here. I have met people from the different areas of Colombia here in the United States. And for those who don't know, Colombia is big and diverse, that each region of Colombia is like a separate country. We have different dialects, different cuisines, different ways of talking. There's 66 indigenous dialects and everything else. I have met people from the Amazon in Colombia, people from the Amazon in Venezuela. I have people from the Guajira province, which is in the further northern part. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, you literally find everything. What do you mean it's a closed market?
But once you, as a 1%, 2% global male, if you're earning $50,000 a year, you are in a 1 to 2% globally.
So what he's really trying to say is that half of the world's population, about 3.5 billion people in the world, live about less than $6.85 a day.
Once you go into an open market, they can't compete against that. So all they really can do is shame. They can shame you on the internet. They can call you going over there paying for it, and you going over there and you are abusing this and you're abusing that. Shaming tactics, shaming language. Okay? What they never want to answer though, okay, if I'm going overseas and I'm paying for it, what am I doing in the United States? Am I not paying for it? Because these women always want to tell you about how much money they're making. I'm making this, I'm making that. I got these degrees, I got that degree. And I'll be like, okay, well, I don't care. Because I ain't going to see any of that money. You're not taking me out to dinner. You're not whining and dining me. You're not buying me a PS5. You're not buying me anything.
So the thing is that you're talking about, that, American women cannot compete, but can you compete with the locals? Here's the thing. Many times I have seen these passport bros who are supposedly dating, quote unquote dating. You don't see them pick the cream of the crop. I've never seen them with, lawyers, women who are lawyers, who are sociologists, who are anthropologists, who work in the university, who work in the banks, who are doctors, nurses, and stuff like that. I've never seen them with that. 9 times out of 10, I would say 99.9% of the time, is usually a woman from the lowest strata. And the funny irony that you guys don't understand is that, these women that you're paying for, because you're paying for, you're actually investing in their boyfriend's pocket. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but a lot of these women that you quote unquote date, they have actual boyfriends. And the money that you're paying them and the money that you're sending them, because sometimes you will actually come back to the United States and you help them out. The same old story, my dog is sick and, I can't pay the rent and I need money for to pay the phone bill and stuff like that. And you guys say, oh, okay, I'll send him $20. I'll send him $40. Some people send $150, right? And that money is actually going to the real boyfriend. I actually saw a Colombian skit in Spanish. And the guy was telling his girlfriend, you gotta give it to him and give it to him good. But make sure you protect it because only you can give that to me. Don't worry, baby. After you see him, you're gonna give it to me, but give him to him good and make sure you take as much money as you can out of him. And I looked in the comments, and all of the Colombians were laughing, and even the Venezuelans too. So you guys don't understand how goofy you guys are acting and how goofy you're being in front of all of us, because we all understand. It's just we have an unwritten rule not to talk about it. For those who do not understand Colombia, we have different economic labels for certain neighborhoods and that make a certain amount of money, and they're taxed based upon that level of economics. And usually the lowest class neighborhoods, that's what these supposedly passport bros are getting the women from. I personally know women in the city of Cartagena and also in the city of Medellin who have their own jobs, who have their own careers, and they refuse to even walk by El Poblado or Laureles. They try to stay away from that because they don't want to be propositioned thinking that they're an easy target, that they're women that will sell themselves easily. And my friend's sister, she in Cartagena, she works in the hospital. She's a labor and delivery nurse. She will not accept a US dollar from anyone, or not even a Colombian peso, because she basically works for herself. And when she goes out with someone, it's because she's with you because she chooses to be with you, not because she's forced to be with you. You understand? So this is the reality of certain things. And women and men in other cities have made it known. In Pereira, they said, we don't want these people here. In Cali, they're already preparing themselves. In Cali's going through a lot of stuff right now. Political, we'll leave that for another video. You know, you never see these passport bros go to these other cities like Popayan, which is close to the Ecuadorian border. You don't see them in like Pradera. You don't see them in like Monteria. You don't see them in Buenaventura. You don't see them in Leticia. You don't see them in any of these places. Why? Because those are not the places that facilitate this type of tourism for these people. That's how I know you're not serious. You're not going down there to date.
Let's dissect some of this, and I got more videos too. I'm gonna fire it up.
You men that be coming out here to Colombia, I seen you. I seen you. The secret is out. I know what y'all be doing out here. And you need to be ashamed of yourself.
Ashamed for what? That's the question that a lot of people have to ask. Ashamed for what? Ashamed for using a passport? Ashamed for getting on an airplane and buying a ticket?
You should be ashamed that you're treating my country as a brothel. You should be ashamed that you're promoting S-tourism to my country. You should be ashamed that you're coming down here pretending to date my people when you're not doing that. All you're doing is looking for escorts. And I'm telling you this, we all know.
Un movimiento de hombres que invitan a otros a sacar el pasaporte, cruzar el mar y buscar mujeres que sean de valores tradicionales. Y no quieren una mujer para salir un rato, sino una con la que se puedan casar y regresar a su país de origen. Estas comunidades de hombres, que se pueden encontrar fácilmente en TikTok, lo único que quieren es apoyarse entre sí. Tan lindos, te dan los mejores consejos, advertencias y hasta una guía para que se consigan una mujer que se acople a ellos. Y es que como si fuera algún movimiento político o social, esta comunidad se oferta en un sitio de internet. Antes de preparar sus maletas para emprender el viaje, se informan absolutamente todo a través de grupos de Reddit y Facebook. Incluso suben videos a YouTube como si se tratara de algún tutorial, con títulos como 5 pasos para conseguir una latina de gran trasero. Bueno, recomiendan inscribirse a intercambios de idiomas en Provenza, clases de baile y llevar a la mujer de sus sueños a Cartagena. Porque, aunque creas que es caro, no lo es, ya que Colombia es un país bastante barato. Aunque esta práctica ya es algo viejita. Solo que ahora tiene un nombre bastante publicitario. Hace más de 15 años están promocionando tours para hombres que quieren conocer un nuevo amor. Hay sitios en la web en los que solo deben inscribirse y les envían un catálogo de mujeres con información bastante detallada. ¿Qué debían hacer para contactarla? Sencillo, pagar para enviar cartas, flores o hacer alguna videollamada. Como quien dice, buscar esposa aquí es todo un negocio. Además, hay recorridos por Colombia con damas de compañía y les ofrecen hasta 50 opciones de mujeres. Nuevo colonialismo o una cortina de humo para tapar su verdadera intención. El debate sigue abierto. Y en países como Brasil, muchos de estos hombres son judicializados por turismo sexual. Incluso, solo por dar algunos ejemplos, a finales de febrero y a principios de marzo fueron capturados en Bello y en Medellín 2 ciudadanos estadounidenses, señalados de haber en Antioquia. Podría decirse que más que un movimiento, todo esto se trata de una tendencia, de una nueva forma de buscar y ofertar turismo. Tristemente, detrás de esa búsqueda de mujeres con valores tradicionales hay muchos dólares pagados.
I even know Colombian influencers in the Amazonian Andean region where the mountains meet the Amazon. Even the people, the tribes in the Amazon have TikToks and they have cell phones and everything else. We all know from deep in the jungle to the deserts of La Guajira province, we all know what you're there for, okay? And just to let you know that the mayor of Medellin is actually putting a stop to this because we're looking at your videos, people who are promoting S tourism for passport bros.
And there is a brother who got really popular, just recently got really popular in the Colombian community because the brother, he's offering a Passport Bros package that is focusing only Medellin.
Not only the local news outlets in Medellin are reporting on this, but local Colombians are starting to get fed up and they're starting to put in their 2 cents. As you can see, this local person from Medellin or from Colombia is really not happy with the whole Passport Bro situation. And don't tell me it's a color thing, because many of you will claim to be racist. It is not about race. You passport bros, either whether you're Asian, whether you're white, whether you're black, you're treating my country like a brothel.
Parce, los gringos y los venezolanos dañaron Medellín. Se tenía que decir y se dijo. Suena feo, pero es la verdad. Mira, voy a empezar este video aclarando porque aparentemente mucha gente no entiende que los gringos de los que hablamos en este video son de los que están viviendo en Medellín y no de los que vienen una semana o 2 semanas a pasear. Porque eso sí es turismo. Los que viven acá en Colombia obviamente no son turistas, es gente aprovechada que como son pobrecitos en su país vienen a cárcelas de ricos de las islas y millonarios ganando en dólares y gastando en pesos y encareciendo la vida de la gente que sí es de acá de Colombia. Gentrificación básica, y aparte que encarecen la vida de las demás personas, vienen con sus costumbres chimbas de allá de Estados Unidos a dañar la cultura colombiana y a dañar la amabilidad que tiene la gente de Medellín. La gente de Medellín cada vez está peor. O sea, la gente acá en Medellín ya no se le puede decir absolutamente nada porque responden con una piedra.
You're not respecting our local culture, bringing up these escorts and having to do demeaning things in public, in front of children, in front of churches, in front of businesses where people used to frequent, and it's getting to the point where it's boiling up. Mexico City, they are already starting to rebel against digital nomads, not passport bros, but digital nomads. And they went out and they were destroying everything having to do with them because the prices are going up. A lot of these expats, a lot of these foreigners, and also the expats that they like to do a certain type of tourism that we're talking about, where you have an open market, quote unquote, okay? The people of Medellin are talking about it, and it's gonna get really bad if you don't stop. I'm not sure if you know this, but Colombia is in the middle of a civil war. We had a couple of kabooms in the city of Cali, and there was a kaboom not too long ago in the city of Medellin, okay? By a certain militia group whom I can't name because I'll probably get in trouble if I name them. So you need to stop. You need to stop, and yes, you need to be ashamed of yourselves, because I hear what Colombians are saying in both in Spanish and English, and they're starting to talk. And if you guys don't stop and you do not know how to control yourselves, because we don't care what you do as adults, okay? We do not care what you do as adults between 2 consenting adults. But when you start publicizing up on the internet, and you start beating up on women, because you know that has happened, on video, and you start disrespecting our culture on video, and you start being disrespectful with the local traditions on video, then we have a problem. And then you want to sit there and you want to promote it, because some people openly promote it, and their videos have been taken down. There's been plenty of people, and I'm telling you this as a Colombian YouTuber who has friends all the way from freaking Putumayo by the Ecuadorian border all the way to La Guajira province, but in the farthest north, in the desert, who are indigenous people. Trust me, people are talking. Indigenous people are talking. Colombians are talking. Both men and women are talking. It's becoming a nuisance, and we're starting to get fed up. And I'm telling you, if you guys don't stop, I'm warning you.
A shame for going to Colombia, where the world recognizes that Colombia per capita probably has the most attractive women in the world. Going there, spending in dollars, leveraging the economy.
All right, there's a lot of wrong with what you just said. I'm going to leave the leveraging the economy to the last part, because that part kind of upset me. Number one, let me ask you a question. You guys fly down to Colombia, right? And then you say you're looking for a traditional woman. All right, are you a traditional man? Are you attending the weekend mass with your girlfriend's family? Did she introduce you to the father, to the mother, and to and everything else? For those who have seen my channel, my ex-girlfriend of 5 years from Cartagena, okay? On the second date, I was introduced to her grandfather, to her grandmother, to her uncle, to her aunt, to her cousins, to her half-sister, to her stepsister, to her third cousins and everything else, to her fourth cousins, to the third aunts and everything else. Are you willing to do that? And you guys magically like to go to Medellin, most of you, right? Where you have the paisas, and paisas are an ethnic group. And those ethnic group of people are basically country folk in the coffee access region. Do you stay at your father-in-law's place? Do you stay at your mother-in-law's place? Do you at the ranch in La Finca, the country home? Are you waking up at 4:30 in the morning to help your future father-in-law go, pick coffee beans? Are you waking up at 4:30 to go pick up leña, which is basically firewood? Are you helping rustle up the cattle? Are you bringing them treats? Are you actually showing that you care about the family? When I went on the first date with my ex-girlfriend, I went on a date with all of her friends and some of her family members at the same time, just to make sure. I never see you guys taking pictures with all these family members. When you date a real Colombian, you date the entire family, okay? And somebody say, well, I'm not Catholic. Guess what? My ex-girlfriend, she's from the Foursquare denominational church, okay? And I'm a super Catholic. And I went with her mom to that church, to her mom's church, to worship with her, even though that's not my religion. Did you guys do that? Do you guys do that? And if you're dating a Catholic, because mostly are you carrying the saints? Are you praying with them? Are you praying the novena? And for the guys who said, well, I don't date paisa, are you aware that each region of Colombia has like a different culture in a different country? Are you guys aware of that? Because my ex, even though we're both Colombian, her culture and my culture, because I'm from the mountains and she's from the Caribbean coast, two totally different worlds apart. Different slang, different dialect. So I had to accustom myself to her local culture. How many of you have done that? How many of you are willing to understand? I don't see any of you guys in Ibagué, where you have the dancing to the Festival of St. John the Baptist, San Juanero, which is an offshoot of Bambuco. I don't see you guys at the Festival of the Blacks and the Whites. I don't see you guys in the Flatlands. I don't see you guys dancing Joropo Llanero. I don't see you guys in the Pacific Ocean and meeting the Maroon communities. And you know who's actually doing that? Black women. Black women are the ones who are spearheading the world of tourism to Colombia. Did you know that? You guys are not doing that. Second, you're sitting here and talk about leveraging the economy.
Nea, el problema con los extranjeros en Medellín está cada vez peor y alguien tiene que hacer algo. Ahora resulta que los norteamericanos andan atacando a los locales y andan diciendo que Medellín es una chimba gracias a ellos. O sea que Medellín va por el mismo camino de Ciudad de México, que sacaron a los mexicanos y los gringos hicieron sus locales y tratan mal a los propios mexicanos en su tierra que es México. Oye, pero los insípidos, esos son súper atrevidos. Ya no me siento mal porque les hagan la vuelta. Muchachas, cada vez que tengan la oportunidad de hacerle la vuelta a un gringo, hágansela y no se sientan mal. Y en mi video que yo hice hablando de lugares gringos free, un atrevido llega y me comenta, dice que ay, si no van gringos, entonces el lugar no es bueno porque los colombianos son unos salvajes. ¿Unos qué? Entonces, ¿qué hacen acá en Colombia? Y ese es problema de los colombianos por arrodillados. Ustedes son demasiado arrodillados con esos gringuitos y por eso los tienen como los tienen. Ellos acá viviendo como reyes y maltratando y hablando mal de los colombianos afuera en otros países.
You're not leveraging the economy. What you're doing, you're causing the prices to go up. Same thing that happened in Mexico City, same thing that happened in Panama and Costa Rica. You guys are destroying the economy so badly, and to the point where the people cannot even afford a place to live and they have to move out the city. And there's countless of videos and documentaries complaining about gringos. I do have friends who have met people like you, okay? And then you guys actually go down to South America and you laugh in their faces and throw money in their face. Like, for example, this particular one here. I've had female friends calling me from Colombia telling me that they met this American guy, and then after he took them out on a date, he literally told them that they were the worst of the worst. I'm American, you'll always be the worst. You're nothing before me. I have more money than you. You'll always be this and you'll always be that. Okay? And I wanted to confront these guys, but unfortunately they want to protect them. Okay, this happens a lot. And I actually saw a video of a passport bro saying that he went down to Brazil and he didn't want to pay the reais, because I know you're in Brazil. He said he didn't want to pay the reais to a woman, and he called her a third world, you know what, saying that he will always have more money than her. You basically go down there to shame the women, to disrespect the women, to belittle the women. Maybe not you, but a lot of you guys do. Okay? And the way how you talk, you basically talk like one of these guys. You can tell me anything that you want in the world, but you're not fooling me. And I'm telling you, you're not fooling any of us. Colombians are complaining, Costa Ricans are complaining, Panamanians are complaining, Mexicans are complaining, Brazilians are complaining. I know a lot of people in the Latin Americas, including the Portuguese-speaking ones. Okay, we're starting to get fed up. This movement is not a movement. What you guys are doing is that you're literally ex-tourists, and this is why we keep on saying you should be ashamed of yourselves, because you're not going down there for culture. You're not going down there to help the local economy out. Now, granted, I do know some people that live in Colombia that are from America, who are Black Americans, white Americans, even Asian Americans, and they actually have become a part of the local culture, and they actually try to blend in and they try to help everything out. But that you guys, your movement, you guys making them look bad. Okay? And some of them actually have to come on my channel and defend their point of view, say, no, not all of us are like that. And I'll accept that, but you're not one of them. Trust me.
Ashamed for what? Folding up some Colombians? Ashamed for having fun. So this is a crazy part too, man. I'm pissed. I'm getting angry, I can tell.
Oh, you're pissed. You should see what my people are saying. Listen, I got friends that live in Medellin, because I'm not paisa, I'm Bayuno, okay? And some of these friends on their way to work have reported to me that they seen flyers in Spanish targeting specifically foreigners. And you know what these flyers said? It was a rhyme in Spanish. It says either act right or you're going to be at the end of being poked. I'm not going to say what this is because, I just don't want to get thrown off of YouTube, but, put two and two together. The fact that people are becoming more bold towards foreigners because foreigners are a protected asset, okay, that means that things are starting to get bad. So I'm telling you guys right now, calm yourselves down. Maybe you think it's cute trying to attack women in the United States, but it's not cute because they're starting to get fed up. And I told you before, and I'll tell you again, this is a warning, not from me. I'm not threatening nobody, but I'm trying to warn you guys. Things can get really bad, and things can get from regular to violent very quickly. South America, Latin America is not the place you want to be messing around. I'm sorry, the countries in the Civil War, other countries in Latin America are going through a lot of stuff right now. And when push comes to shove, if we cannot even deal with each other, how do you think they're going to deal with a foreigner who thinks he can walk into our country, mistreat us, and demean us? Because sooner or later, our pride is going to override your dollar. And I'm telling you this right now.
Why do you care?
You want to know why I care? Because when I turn on YouTube and I want to show my friends about how Colombia really is and the different cultures and the different region and the different dialects and the different foods, the first thing that you see is how to pick up a big booty Latina. Okay, don't you think that's embarrassing for us as a Colombian? Don't you think that's utterly disrespectful? Walk in the street, got WhatsApp, got WhatsApp, got WhatsApp. Bonita, 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 got WhatsApp. Imagine me going to New York City, right? With broken English. Pretty woman. You got number? You got WhatsApp? Beautiful, beautiful. Don't you think that looks awful? And then she go, okay, sure. Just gives it to you. Do you honestly think that a woman is going to do that? A woman of value is going to do that? When you go on the streets of Cartagena, you got WhatsApp? Bonita, bonita. Tienes WhatsApp? Oh, it's that easy. It's that easy. Because you're not dating, bro. You're picking up escorts. You're picking up female companions of the adult kind. That's what you're doing. And that looks terrible upon us. How come you don't go to the cathedral assault? Okay? How come you go to the famous lake where the legend of El Dorado, the golden one, is at? How come you go to the floating lake near the Ecuadorian border? Right? I don't see you passport bros in the Afro-Colombian Festival. Petronio Alvarez Festival. I don't see you guys doing that. I don't see any of you guys in the Llanos and the Flatlands. I don't see none of you there, ever. I haven't seen one single person there. How come I don't see you passport bros in Leticia, which is the tri-border with Peru and Brazil and Colombia?
That's the fundamental question that you have to ask yourself. Why do you care? If you do not care about these men, because a lot of these women always say, it's the lames that's going to Colombia. It's the men that nobody wants going to Colombia.
Opiniones funables, parte 2, y es que los gringos aquí en Medellín me dan asco. O sea, no, mentiras, no. Pero no saldría con uno de ellos, especialmente como los que son nómadas, ni a tomar café. Para mí hay dos tipos de gringos, y no solo me refiero a los americanos, sino para mí gringo es también europeo, australiano, o sea, extranjero que no sea latino o asiático. Y para mí hay dos clases de como extranjeros, los expats y los que son como nómadas. Los expats por lo general tienen a su familia, sus negocios, o sea, sus prioridades están en otro lado, y de ellos no tengo nada malo que decir, súper chéveres. Y como dije, o sea, sus prioridades están en otro lugar más que en conquistar chicas. Sin embargo, los que son como nómadas, que son como los más jóvenes, que son los que vienen aquí por varios meses, o varias semanas, bueno, ya saben. Mi experiencia no ha sido como la mejor, su vibra no me cuadra, no se mezcla con la mía. La manera en que te hablan, la manera en cómo te invitan a salir, o sea, a mí no me ha gustado. Y mi cuerpo rechaza, o sea, yo veo a una persona como este perfil y estoy sola, como que mi cuerpo se pone en alerta y es como que no quiere estar en ese lugar, es como que no sé, no me siento segura. Y no son todos, yo sé que hay muchas personas que están aquí por las razones correctas, pero debo de admitir que tengo un poquito ese estigma de, o sea, este tipo de perfil de extranjero como nómada, que no, esa vibra no me va, no me gusta, no. Pero bueno, dime tú qué piensas, por favor, no me cancelen, es mi opinión, es de acuerdo a mis experiencias, como dije, o sea, estoy muy segura que hay muchas personas que vienen aquí por las razones correctas, pero mi experiencia ha sido esa.
And that's just a nice comment. See, there's worse ones out there that I could have put up, but I just chose that because I want you to see that it's coming from the horse's mouth. I'm not making this up. Because a lot of you guys are like, oh, you're just jealous. You just listen, we're not jealous of anything. Just to let you know, most Colombian women prefer their own, okay? And for you guys that are going down there just to score, and on top of that, you have the nerve to come back to the United States here and to show it off in front of other women. I got this chick, I got this chick, I got this chick. No, you don't got a chick. An ex-slave, because that's what you're looking for. Because a real Colombian woman, she ain't gonna do that. It's gonna take you a while. It's gonna take you a while before you even bring her to bed. And you're gonna end up meeting her family and her aunts and uncles and everything else. And her little nephews too. And it's good that I came across this video porque yo soy bilingüe 100%. I'm 100% bilingual. I'm actually going to respond to her and I'm going to talk to you about you passport bros.
But this tells you, and this highlights that even if they don't want you, they want you to be miserable just like them.
If you only knew that that's what the Colombians are saying, the female Colombians are saying on the comments in social media. I have seen it on TikTok. I have seen it on Instagram. I have seen it in some YouTube comments. They call you mediocre. And we know that a lot of you live mediocre lives. This is not the 1990s or the early 2000s where the foreigner can come down there and people will think that you're super rich, okay? Like I said, everybody has cell phones, everybody has TikTok, everybody has Facebook. We can see the things that are going on in the United States and we know what's going on. We're just quiet about it. A lot of people say, oh yeah, well, if it's legal down there, why are you mad about it? You should be mad at who made it legal. No, we're not mad about that. We're mad at your abusive nature, okay? And we know that you're coming down there, putting on airs, pretending that you're superior to everybody. I want you to pay attention to this. You see this right here? This was sent to me by a friend right now as I was making this video. And I told her why I'm making this video, and she said this, that some of you guys are known to throw dollars in people's faces. Because I'm not sure if you know this, but throwing money in people's face is considered an insult. Right? And some of you will go down there, and when you realize that women are wise to the game, you start insulting them. And that's happened many times. Try to say that you're just a nothing from a third world country, that you'll never be anything. But we know that back in the United States, you're just a janitor, barely scraping it by. And you go down there and you try to paint yourself as if you're something big. If anybody saw one of my past videos, I have a friend who was an Uber driver down there. And the funniest thing is that this guy, he went down there for 3 days and he didn't have enough money to pay an escort. He was in the Uber with his two of his friends, no, three of his friends, and some females that picked up. And he didn't have enough money. All he had was like $30 to his name. The next day, he was going to go to the airport, and he was asking his friend, "Can I borrow money so I can spend the night with her?" They said no. The other one said, "Can I borrow money?" No. He even asked his female friend, who was a black American woman who was seeing that, and she said no. And guess what? The girls that he picked up, they said, "Take us back." And guess what? They ended up laughing at his face all the way down to the hotel. And he had to be up early the next day. And I'm sure we all have seen that one passport bro in Dominican Republic that ended up missing his airplane trip, and he had zero money. Okay? And he had to ask for help on live for him to last another day to figure out how to get home.
To be embarrassed. Big ones, little ones, fat ones.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna move on to her, and she's attractive, by the way. She's not an ugly woman. That's just
All right, everyone, if you made it this far, you must be tired of me wagging my tail at the screen and yelling at some guy. But as Colombians are ultra nationalistic and we're ultra regionalist. He goes on, he has a much longer video, and I'm going to put it at the link below. I think that was one of the most important parts. And, he just goes ranting about other things about women and the United States and stuff like that. So I think you guys got the gist of it. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to promote this channel as a bilingual channel and make more videos in Spanish. When I do that, I will be making sure to put English subtitles in the bottom, because I want to expand my platform to as many people as possible so they can actually learn about Colombia. Unfortunately, this whole passport bros nonsense is going to get out of hand, and I have to tend to this right now, but I will be putting up videos traveling more, looking at the local cuisines and talking to local people, maybe doing interviews and stuff like that. All right, once again, this is Ray Condor signing out. Have a good one.